So, hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to lose weight without counting calories. A lot of people have asked me this question. This is more of a beginner video. So, this is, you're starting out, you want to lose, 15 pounds or less. If you want to lose a little bit more, there is a little bit more that you have to do. That will make a different video about that if you're interested. But today we are going to focus on how to lose weight without counting calories. Number one, I'm always going to start with this. Okay. You need to find a goal. Okay. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what you want to achieve, then what are you doing? Right. You need to know, am I losing 15 pounds? Am I losing 10 pounds? How am I going to do it? And this video is going to help you figure out how you're going to do it. Okay. So, um, let's move on to today's topic. Okay, so number one, when you're starting this whole health journey, you need to focus on who you will become after you accomplish this goal. Okay, you need to find someone who has done what you want to achieve and learn from them. Whether you have to pay them, whether you have to watch them for free, find someone who has done whatever goal that you want to achieve, whether it's the weight loss, whether it's, health reasons. Okay, but today we are focusing on losing weight, okay, losing 15 pounds or less. So now we've established the goal, okay. One of the ways that I have utilized, over the years is evidence based with this is intermittent fasting. Okay, so intermittent fasting, we are used to, or most people are used to the 16-8, intermittent fasting, where, you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 hours. This is not the only way to do intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is way more than you can ever imagine. It's actually very therapeutic. Um, Intermittent fasting has been used in certain research, with cancer patients to um, help them to stay in remission. It's been used with PCOS patients to reverse PCOS, autoimmune diseases, and it's been used in uterine fibroids. That's my area of specialty, in shrinking these fibroids, in reducing heavy periods, and so many different things. Today, we're going to talk about the weight loss piece of intermittent fasting. Okay. And like I said, this is a beginner way of doing this. So you have established your goal, and now you're saying, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months or so. So, a couple of other things that you need to remember, how are you going to do this? Okay. There are different aspects of weight loss. Okay. There's the nutrition, there is, your mental well-being, which is the most important. There is your physical well-being. There's, the exercise piece to it. But before you even start the whole journey, your mindset has to be very positive. Okay. So starting the whole journey, you need to make sure that you have a positive mindset. You cannot start the journey and say, oh, well, I've been trying to lose weight, so I'm going to try and see if I can lose the weight. Uh-uh. That sets you up for failure. Okay. You need to come in with a positive mindset. Okay. This time around, I am going to do it. How do you set your mindset? Okay. How I do it, I've been doing it over the years, um, is I listen to different individuals, every morning on my ride to drop my daughter off at school. Well, even before that, every morning I read my Bible and then I pray. Okay. And then I exercise, which is another way that helps me with endorphins to come, set my day positive. And then another thing that, I have done over the years is I listen to motivational speakers from Jim Rohn to Myron Golden to TD Jakes to John Maxwell to Les Brown. I can name them on, and Tony Robbins. I can name them on and on. But it sets me in the right mindset. Okay, there's a lot of negativity around in the world, and for me, positivity is very important. Making an impact in other people's lives is very important. Making an impact on how my reactions, influence others is also very important to me. Okay. So now that we've set the mindset, so you're going to go in with a positive mindset. How are we going to do this? Okay. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about nutrition. So nutrition is very important when you're trying to lose weight. Why is it important? Because that is what feeds your body. Okay. That is the fuel for your body to move. So we need to make sure that this body that God has given us, we are fueling it the right way. Okay, how do we do this? And like I said, this is beginner basics. Just as simple as avoiding processed foods. Okay, what are processed foods? When you look at the back of a label and you find that the first four ingredients has sugar in there, put it down, don't take it. Its natural form is great for you. The more processed it is, the more your body has to do different things in order to process it. So try to eat foods from its natural source. Okay. Remember, this is just beginner. We're not going in detail, just basics. You're starting your weight loss journey. Okay. Um, and so just try to focus on whatever culture that you're from. Just focus on eating foods in its natural form. Avoid adding a lot of fats. Avoid adding too much like red meats to it. So very, very basic. Okay. Um, I utilize the Mediterranean diet in conjunction with intermittent fasting. Okay. So the Mediterranean diet, is low in fat, more in less in processed foods, and then you eat some meat or more of lean meat. Okay, so we have chicken, we have your fish, your seafoods and stuff. Okay, so how do you even go about starting intermittent fasting? Number one, there are a couple of rules that are to intermittent fasting. Okay, so when you want to start intermittent fasting, you want to make sure that you check with your primary care provider or your healthcare provider if you have any diseases. Okay, or you have any health conditions, because you want to make sure that you're doing this safe. Remember, intermittent fasting is very therapeutic. So if you have liver issues, it helps like detox. So if you have liver issues, if you have kidney issues, you would want to do this in conjunction with a healthcare provider, such as myself or someone who is trained before you start, doing intermittent fasting. Now, before we move on, the basics, who should not be doing intermittent fasting? If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you should not be doing intermittent fasting. If you have a family, past history of anorexia, bulimia, any eating disorders, if you have a fat percentage of 8% or less, you should not be doing intermittent fasting, okay? If you have any health care conditions, you need to consult with your primary care provider before you proceed, okay? So with these basics, how do you even start doing intermittent fasting? Okay. So you start by just dropping one meal per day. Okay. What I started with is we're gonna focus on in a month's time, okay, as a beginner, in a month's time, you want to reach at least 16 hours of intermittent fasting. Okay. There is something that intermittent fasting does. So when you reach 17 hours and above, especially 24 hours of intermittent fasting, we call it therapeutic. Okay. That is when the body goes through something called autophagy. It starts eating itself. Basically, it starts cleansing all the bad bacteria. That is very therapeutic. But for a beginner today, we're not going to go in details with that. We're just going to go, and also, before I continue, let me tell you the benefits. So, intermittent fasting helps with, not only with weight loss, with thyroid condition, with PCOS, with uterine fibroids. Like I said, that's a place of my mastery. Okay, because I do have a personal history of that. Used with cancer patients to reverse, not to reverse, to put their cancer in remission. It's used to reverse hypertension. I've used it to reverse diabetes in several patients. Okay, so it has a broad range, but it has to be done the right way. Okay, so as a beginner, let's go back to the video. I don't want to get sidetracked. So as a beginner, you want to start intermittent fasting by dropping one meal a day. Where you've been told in the past, oh, eat breakfast, every day. Breakfast is not necessary. Okay. Actually, it can be therapeutic to avoid breakfast. Okay. And then where you've heard so many times, well, let's um what's the word, you eat lots of food. Okay, so eat every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every 4 hours, and that's not what is recommended anymore. Okay, because when you eat that much, okay, your body releases insulin, okay, to take care of the glucose and extra, to take care of glucose, to allow glucose into your cells. Well, with insulin comes fat storage. Okay, so the more insulin is released, the more fat storage that is happening. And then there's also something called a glucose curve. Every time insulin is released, your glucose curve goes up, and guess what? You get older, you get wrinkles, and all that. We'll leave that for another video. But so when you're starting intermittent fasting, okay, you want to drop one meal. Okay, so I set a goal of in 30 days. So the first 30 days of starting intermittent fasting, you're going to set a goal of reaching at least 16 hours. Okay. And that is for someone who wants to lose weight, 15 pounds or less. Okay. So you're gonna, let's say the first week, you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna fast between 8 to 12 hours. What does that mean? So intermittent fasting is an intentional way of restricting food, So you're gonna eat basically in a certain window. Okay. Starvation is an unintentional way of restricting food. Okay. Two different things. So when you're intermittent fasting, you want to be ideally drinking only water. Okay. And that's why I said you need to check with your primary care, because if you have diabetes and other stuff, your sugar's dropping. We need to make sure that you are being monitored and do this in the right way. So this video is for someone who does not have any health issues, just want to start the weight loss journey, you lose a few pounds, 10 pounds or less. Okay. So when you start by dropping one meal a day. Okay, you drop one meal a day, meaning, for example, breakfast. The easier way to do it is don't eat after 7 p.m. Okay, and then the first meal you would eat is like, let's say, 7 a.m. That's an easy 12-hour fast. Okay, you're not going to snack at night, you're not going to eat anything at night, you're literally going to stop your last meal. So the last bite of your meal, you don't start your dinner at 7. The last bite of your meal is at 7, and then the next time you eat is at 7 a.m. Okay, so we're not focusing on any specific diet or anything. You can still continue to eat what you're eating. Like I said, ideally you want to eat less processed foods if you want to get much benefit from this. And then so this is assuming that you can do 12 hours of a fast. Okay, so 12 hours easy. 7 p.m., 7 a.m. You can do it 8 a.m., 8 p.m., 8 a.m. I would recommend not going further than 8 p.m. just because you don't want to eat too late. When you eat is as important as what you eat. Okay, so you don't want to go too late. So let's pick anywhere 6 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever works for you, but nothing beyond 8 p.m. And then you're going to do this for a week. Then the following week, you're going to do it for 13 hours, so 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. Then the following week, you're going to do 14. And the following week, you're going to do 15 to 16 hours. So you're going to be doing this every single day. Okay. And that is how, and you don't need to count calories. You are going to see a difference in your body. Okay. The reason I picked 30 days in the beginning to start this process, and I don't want you to jump, okay, to 24 hours, to 17 hours or anything. So ideally for therapeutic fast, you want to get to a point in your life where you're able to fast for 24 hours, 2 days a week, and then the remainder of the week, you can pick between 12 to 16 hours, however you want. Okay. That is a basic life that you should get to. Okay. Everybody should be fasting. I mean, I'm talking about everybody who doesn't have health conditions. Okay. Should be fasting to at least 12 hours. Okay. 12 hours every day. You should be able to do this easily. If you're not able to do it, start with 8 hours and build yourself up. So for the first 30 days, that's what you're going to do. I'm going to make another video to basically help, you with, the next step. But that's how you're going to start your weight loss journey without counting any calories. Okay. You can look up Mediterranean diets. Um, I'm not a person who believes in a specific diet like a keto and all of that. And I'll do another video on why keto diets are not beneficial. But the long and gist of this is you're going to start with intermittent fasting. Okay. Aim for at least 12 to 16 hours of intermittent fast, every day. Okay. Um, when you're fasting, okay, go slow. Okay. Listen to your body. Okay. Drink lots of water, stay hydrated. The first time you do this, if you're not accustomed to fasting, is going to be hard. Okay. You might get some headaches here and there. You may feel tired. Some people even say they, lose sleep or they feel like they don't need sleep. Okay. Those are fine. But listen to your body. The fasting should not make you sick. So if you're sick or ill, it's either you're not supposed to be doing intermittent fasting or you need to go a little bit slower. Okay. So that is how you're going to start your weight loss journey without counting any calories. Okay. Comment if you want to know more. I'll share more about exercising that you can add to lose weight. So don't want this video to be too long. Catch you in the next video. Hope you learned something. Okay. Take care and stay healthy.